Hello, everyone. Welcome to Digital Charcuterie. My name is James. Thanks so much for stopping by. If you're new to the channel and you like Star Wars, looking forward to the final 2 episodes of Skeleton Crew and Andor and more to come. Hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be talking about it, bringing it down all the time here on the channel. Now, Skeleton Crew is a show that's been out. We got 6 episodes of this thing, and I thought it's been a lot of fun so far. They promised us goodies in space, and that's pretty much beat for beat what we've been getting so far is that. And I thought the dynamic with Jude Law and the kids has been great. At first, I wasn't too thrilled about the parent characters. I wasn't really into them, but they weren't in the last episode, but episode 4 or 5, it started off with the parents, and I thought, okay, we started to get a little bit more about them, a little more about what they might know, may not know. And I'm like, okay, I'm a little bit more interested in where we're going with this. Now, if you've seen the trailers, you know that there's more to come with the parents, especially Fern's mom. Now, I will say, if you haven't seen Skeleton Crew or the first 5, 6 episodes of Skeleton Crew, hit that pause button, go back and watch them, and I'll see you in just a little bit, because I will probably talk about some spoilers. I don't really want to. That's not the point of this video, but I mean, to discuss what I have to discuss, we might get to spoiler stuff. So I don't want to ruin it for you if you're looking forward to it. If you absolutely hate Skeleton Crew or you don't have any interest in it, thanks for stopping by anyway, I guess. So let's get right into it. Look, Skeleton Crew is wrapping up with just a few episodes to go. And the Hollywood Reporter did this article, and they got to speak with KB actress Kiriana Crater. And it's a pretty good article. If you have a chance, you should check it out. Only on over on Hollywood Reporter. They usually do pretty good stuff there. She talks about being at Star Wars Celebration, kind of meeting Daisy Ridley, meeting Manny Jacinto from The Acolyte, and how great an experience that was, and all that. And it's, like I said, it's a really fun interview. But in the interview, they go on to ask this question right here. Lastly, what's the most cryptically vague word you can offer for the final 2 episodes? And she goes on to say, death. And the interviewer says that is very ominous tease. And it's a great tease. I think Jude Law's character will maybe die, maybe not die, possibly not die. I think his ending is going to be very vague. And there's going to be a lot of death and explosions. I think a lot of those pirates that we know, I love Brutus and Urkel, I think a lot of them are going to die. I think there's going to be a lot of issues there too. And the planet itself, maybe added, maybe that planet is about to die too. Maybe that's on its last legs as well. And I like that she came right out and said death, and it's not something sappy necessarily, but it is ominous and it is vague, and it is, as the report said, terrifying. Like, this is not what you want to hear, but this is, if you're a fan of the man, you're like, look, I love Rogue One, and I love that it ends with all those. I don't think this is what's going to happen to these kids. Don't get me wrong, but I love that it ended with death. That's the only way out. And I love when she says that, you're like, okay, like it's not about the death, it's about that stakes are high and the stakes are real. There are real obstacles and real threats with repercussions that are going to linger for these kids for the rest of their lives, and I'm really happy about that. I still think it's going to end with a race between Fern and that other bully dude, in like an 80s race, and that's how I think it's going to end. If it doesn't end like that, you know what, tomatoes are being thrown at the screen. I'm having fun with it though. But I like that she said it, because again, it's the stakes, right? When you watch, like, look, and I've liked most of what we've gotten, but when you watch Ahsoka and you watch The Acolyte was good, actually did this well, but when you watch Ahsoka and Obi-Wan, lightsabers all of a sudden just like they don't do it. Like, you'll stab you with a lightsaber. That's fine. I'll be fine in 24 hours. Don't worry about me. But so I like that she said death. The other thing I want to bring up, though, is Dave Filoni was also talking a little bit about his movie that's going to come after Mando and Grogu, after whatever is coming after that. But he's working on a movie after Ahsoka 2 also. And he's going to, and now it's official that characters, we don't know which ones, from Skeleton Crew are going to make their way over to the Filoni movie. So death and making your way to the Filoni movie, you put those together. So once again, I think John Nunnawood, Jude Law's character, is the Long John Silver. I think his ending is going to be kind of mysterious. We don't know if he's going to live or going to die. He's going to sacrifice himself, I think, in some kind of capacity. So we don't really know where he's going to end up, or what kind of force powers he may or may not have either. But we don't know where he's going to end up at the end. And I would guess that he might make his way into the Dave Filoni movie, which is something that I believe they had planned when they announced his movie at Star Wars Celebration. Many moons ago, would be Jude Law being in that film. Because again, look, if you have Pedro Pascal, that's fine. Even though it's kind of him, but it's not really him, but it's his voice. That's fine. But, you have someone like Jude Law, who can carry a film, right? People will go to a movie and be like, Jude Law's in this. I know Jude Law's talent level. Like, they trust in Jude Law. I think that's a good name to have backing your Star Wars film. Now, typically, I would argue against this, being like, Star Wars doesn't need a big name. But Star Wars has always had, since A New Hope, since the very first Star Wars, Alec Guinness, like someone of great stature who is a quality actor who can bring the gravitas to the role. And of course, like Harrison Ford and all them, they kind of came from Star Wars out of it, right? Like, there's stuff before, I know, but Star Wars was like what they got discovered for, basically. But Alec Guinness was already known before that, and Jude Law is kind of bringing that presence as well, the Liam Neeson type presence, obviously a very different role. So I'm kind of excited about that, because I look, again, speculating that it is Jude Law. I think it'll be some of the kids, but I think Jude Law is going to be a part of that as well. And that could even have a dynamic there where, like, do the kids trust Jude Law? Like, what do they think of Jude Law? John Donna Wood, like, how does that play out as well in this scenario? But again, I think Jude Law as a character, as an actor, that, you know, and this character is really fascinating as well. I think he's a great character, and Jude Law's bringing a lot to it, and you use that, bring that into the movie, and I think that elevates your Star Wars, because Star Wars, again, I think the Mando and Grogu movie is going to be a hit. I don't think it's going to be a colossal hit. I think it's going to do very well, especially if the first trailers are good. I think it's going to do very well. However, you know, they kept that movie on a budget, and I don't know what the budget's going to be for the Filoni movie. You know, you imagine if Mando and Grogu does well, then that movie's going to get a high, you know, then the supposed Sean Levy Ray movie is going to get a higher budget, and it'll escalate like that. But I think you got to get the budgets down still. But because Star Wars is in this like gray area now with fandom, and they don't trust the audiences to go see the movie, which is very strange to me. The 3 Sonic movies combined have made $1 billion, and they've made 3 Sonic movies before we've gotten a Star Wars movie in the theater, which is also mind-boggling to me. People want to go to the movies, and I think, you know, you promise people a good Star Wars adventure, I think they will go. And I do think it's oversaturated on the TV side for sure. I think they've done disservice to themselves. I think everybody kind of thought that was going to be the case when we headed into it, and that's kind of what happened. But I think that this movie theater is still the movie theater, and I think it still reigns supreme for a lot of fans. So I think you can earn their trust back, win their trust back, by making a good movie. And I think, you know, the way Skeleton Crew, I know it's not the most popular show, like ratings wise, but a lot of fans are really enjoying the show. And I'm not saying that just because I'm enjoying it. I'm saying it because I see the comments. And look, I have a Rebel Scum podcast channel, and I do this when I do Star Wars videos, like a lot of Star Wars videos over there, and Star Wars videos once in a while over here. And I can just tell you, based on the comments, I can know that more people are enjoying Skeleton Crew than a lot of the other Star Wars we've had in the past, just based on not just the positivity, not just like people in the comments saying, I like it, just the lack of the negative comments that I'm seeing in it. Like, the vitriol is not there for Skeleton Crew that has been there for other projects in the past. So I think it's a good move bringing characters from here into that movie as well. Even though it's not the most viewed Star Wars show, it's one of the most likable, with some of the most likable characters that I would really like to see grow. So it's all exciting. But who's going to live and who's going to die? And it's SM33 is Smee coming back as well. They're all questions, but I'm looking forward. I can't wait. 2 more episodes to go of Skeleton Crew. I'll have my review tomorrow night after episode 7, and the live show on Rebel Scum Podcast after it airs as well, probably around 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Give us a like and subscribe. Until next time, may the force of others be with you.